Leave it to Elsbeth to solve a murder while behind bars. In Thursday's season finale, the titular lawyer found herself in the same detention center as several of the killers she helped put away, who once again became murder suspects when theater director Alex Modarian, guest star Stephen Moyer, was found dead. Among the potential culprits, elite matchmaker Margo Clark, Retta, plastic surgeon Dr. Vanessa Holmes, Gina Gershon, tech CEO Quinn Powell, Elizabeth Lael, former mafia princess Puppetta Del Ponte, Alyssa Milano, and decluttering guru Freya Frostad, Mary Louise Parker. The men's ward also housed cocktail bar owner Joe Dillon, Arian Moeed, and fashion designer Matteo Hart, Andre de Shields. Elsbeth's imaginative brain dreamed up a big musical number in which the women channeled Chicago's cell block tango, proclaiming that he had it coming, but it was actually the warden, Donna Lynn Champlin, who killed Alex because he was going to meet with the DA to trade information about the black market she runs to get himself transferred. On the outside, Captain Wagner and Kaya worked to free Elsbeth, ultimately getting Judge Dowson to release her after they discovered that he took his mistress, Chloe, to a junket. Elsbeth made it back to the precinct in time to give an emotional toast at Kaya's goodbye party. Her portrayer Cara Patterson will be a guest star next season as Kaya joins a Washington, D.C.-based task force. Elsbeth admitted to questioning recently if she should give up and go someplace else, but while Kaya's going where she's needed, I think this is where I'm needed with all of you, she declared. Below, showrunner Jonathan Tolins and star Carrie Preston talk about what it took to bring back so many characters and to stage a musical performance. They also weigh in on Elsbeth's future at the precinct and how the show will fill the void left by Kaya's departure. I'm just a big theater queen. Someone suggested doing a murder in prison, and then we said, well, we have all these people who should be in prison now, and maybe we can get some of them to come back. And then I just said, well, let's get a bunch of them to do cell block tango, haha. And then we just said, but wait, let's see if we can make that happen. And it was something that was said at the very beginning of the season. It was always the goal of the finale, and my first meeting to talk with CBS about our plans for the new season, I mentioned it. Everyone loved it. So we thought, okay, we're going to try. Of course, you're so busy making 20 episodes. You don't really get planning until you're shooting 18, and there were so many moving parts. I mean, just finding out who was available and interested in coming back, and getting the rights to the song from Chicago and writing a new version that could be approved, specifically because they have to know every word before they'll give approval. It was a scramble. It was crazy. It also was happening while I was in rehearsal for a musical that my husband and I wrote at the Paper Mill Playhouse that closed last Sunday. Of this made it a very Mickey and Judy let's put on a show, you know. We built our own prison set, and we thought maybe we'd get like 4 or 5 people to come back. We got 8 people willing to come back and able to with their schedule. So in the end, it was like a big party, a big blowout to finish the season, and we were all very excited. We didn't think about singing ability because I, basically, think everybody can sing. We cast a wide net just to find out who was even possible. We did try to lean toward people who we haven't seen in a while. Like, we didn't go to David Alan Grier or Billy Magnuson, people who were right before this episode because we wanted to get more of the sort of shock of, oh, my God, that person from season 1 or early season 2, we did start putting together a story. How would this person bring their specific character and their skill set to the plotting of this story? We know we wanted Puppetta, Alyssa Milano, because of her mafia connections, that someone in her family had been imprisoned before. Something that helped us unlock some of the story. So things like that, and we just kept chipping away at it. I did write an outline that included many scenes that were not shot, that was if this person were in it, this would be their part in the case. But ultimately, it worked out mathematically just about right, timing-wise. It was the best. It was like my wedding day or something, to have all these people, some of them didn't know each other, but I knew them all, show up for this wonderful reunion. I wasn't sad that I didn't get to sing. I have plenty of things to do on the show. I was very happy, actually, to sit back and let all of these incredibly capable actors take the reins. I'm used to being the one who has to drive all these scenes, and so that was just a delight for me to sit back and especially watch the scene where they're rehearsing the play and to see Elizabeth Lael doing her Quinn's impersonation of Elsbeth. That was hilarious and fun and funny. And then, of course, the dance. I wasn't privy to any of the rehearsals. So when I showed up to shoot the scene, I was seeing all that choreography for the first time as well. So that was like Christmas morning, and everybody was so excited. John was saying it was like Mickey and Judy and let's put on a show, and I just was the one that got to be the audience for that and loved it. Tolins, someone who got to see the episode, asked me a few days ago, well, did you use green screen? Because they couldn't believe we actually had all those people in the same place at the same time. It was a little bit like walking into the Vanity Fair Oscar party, where you're looking around and saying, oh, my God, they're all here. I know, can't have everything. I actually cast her because I loved her so much in The Perfect Couple as the cop, and she's great in those kind of dry, working woman parts. We had trouble believing Chloe would do a day of jail because of who her clients are. Preston laughs. It just didn't seem like that was in the cards. But we did honor her by making her the key to the plot with Judge Dowsett. I'm just very adamant that I don't want to just try to, that's the new Kaya. I want to sort of organically respond and experiment and see how things develop and feel right. We certainly want Elsbeth to have meaningful relationships and friendships, but I don't want it to be like we're switching our Darren Stevens on Bewitched, you know? Since the show started, I've been struck by how often people say, Elsbeth is just what we need right now. I think that her brand of positivity and enthusiasm mixed with smarts and kindness is needed. I think it's fair to say that the whole world is struggling with what kind of world do we want to have, and we need people like Elsbeth, and I wanted to honor that feeling that people have been telling me that they have, that this is something that is really something that we need, and so, she feels it. She feels it, that she's not going to give up, she's going to keep fighting for her truth and kindness and friendship, and she's not going anywhere. She's sticking around, and that's what I wanted her to be able to say.